All right, welcome to class. With us today, we are dealing with indices leading to simultaneous equation. Now, what do we know before we start this? In indices, we are actually looking for a way to take a particular number into the lowest common base. The lowest common base. For instance, if I have 4 here, what's the lowest common base of 4? Is 2 raised to the power of 2. If I have 9 here, 8 rather, what's the lowest common base of this? Is 2 raised to the power of 3. If I have 9, this is 3 raised to the power of 2. If I have 16, this is 2 raised to the power of 4. If I have 25, lowest common base of this one is 5 raised to the power of 2. So this is how the concept of indices goes. So you must be able to break a particular number into its lowest common base. So with this now, let's apply it here. So the first thing we are doing now, I'll take all of this one out. So 2 raised to the power of x and y to give me 32. So this one is already giving us an hint that you can break 2 into several places to give you 32. So if I break that, bring this one down first, x plus y. This 2, if you multiply 2 in 5 places, we are getting 32. 3, 4, and 5. So this is 4. This is 4 times 2. This time, this will give us 16 times 2. Everything here gives me 32. So here it becomes 2 raised to the power of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives me 32. So next up here, I will have that from here. Now that the bases are the same, these bases are the same, you can take care of this one so that the power will drop, because the power is our concern. So here becomes this as my equation 1. Next up, going to the next thing here, we have that 2 will give us 2 into bracket x minus y here. This will give us 4. I already told you that the lowest common base of 4 is 2 raised to the power of 2. That means if I bring this one here, x minus y here, I can break this one into 2 raised to the power of 2 here, so that they have the same base, that this can take care of this, and then the powers will drop. So I have this value, because the power is our emphasis. Open the bracket, I'm having this, and this. Here becomes my equation 2. So we can combine both equations now. Combining both equations. The first equation is x plus y to give me 5. The second equation is 2x minus 2y to give me 2. So this is my equation 1. This is my equation 2. Now the concept is this. For me to be able to cancel x, the coefficient must be the same thing. For me to be able to eliminate y, they must be the same thing. So the coefficient of x here is 1. Coefficient of x here is 2. So 1 and 2 are not the same. Coefficient of y here is 1. Here is 2. So they're not the same. So anyone you want to eliminate, you take the coefficients to multiply through. So since I have plus and minus here, this will be easier for me. So I will take this 2, multiply it with the up equation here. And I will take this 1 here, coefficient of y here 1, to multiply it with the down equation here. So use this 2 now to multiply everything here. So 2 times x here, I'm having this value. 2 times this one here, I'm having this value. This times this one here, I'm having 10 as my equation 3. So multiply this one, I'm having 2x here. Multiply this one, I'm having 2y here. Multiply this one, I'm having 2 as my equation 4. So since we have plus 2 minus 2, this will actually give you 0. We don't need the 0. This is what we need. This is plus. So here is 4x here. Here will give me 12. I'm looking for x. Divide both sides by 4 by 4. This cancels this. So x becomes 3. From this part, what do I know to do? This is very simple. What do I know to do? To get y, I'll say substitute x equals to 3 into any equation of your choice. Any equation you like of your choice. So let's use equation 4. So I have 2x minus 2y that will give me 2. So that is the concept of what we are trying to do. Next, anywhere I see x now, I'm going to put 3 there. Don't forget 3. So I'll have that here. It becomes 2 into bracket 3. This will give us 2y. Here will give me 2. If I do the math here, this is 6 minus 2y. This will give me 2. So I'm bringing this one here and I'm taking all these ones here. So here becomes 6 plus going over become minus. This one minus 2y going over becomes 2y. So here will give us 4 equals to 2y. Next, I'll divide here by 2. This can take care of this. So y becomes 2. So from this point now, I've gotten my value. So how do you now know if you are correct or not? So I'll just use equation 1 to check that. To check if you are correct is this. So we have that this is x plus y to give me 32. So I already know my x and my y. My x, that means whatever you put here, and you plus them raised to the power of this should give you 32. My x here is what? 3. So I'll have that 2 raised to the power of 3. What is my y? My y is 2. So if you sum this one up, you are having, remember it must give you 32. So this will give you 2 raised to the power of 5, which is giving me 32. Obviously, 2 raised to the power of 5 is 32. So that means that this is correct. And this is how you solve this going forward. All right. We want to solve one linear and one quadratic equation. So what do we know for linear? So anything linear is where the power of x is equal to 1. So where the power of x is 1. So watch this. This is the linear because the power of x here is 1. So here is the linear. Why this is not the linear? This is not a linear equation, but this is a linear equation. X here is 1. So how do you solve this? It's very simple to solve. The first thing you do here is that step 1, ignore the power of x that is 2. Ignore that one. Work with the power of x that is 1. That's step 1. Step 2, make either x or y subject of the formula from the power of x that is 1. So once you do that, you can now solve. So from equation 1 and from equation 2, the power of x that is 1 here is equation 2. So from equation 2, I have it as 2x minus y to give me 1. So here, let me make y sum of the formula. I will just take minus y here. If I take it there, I will have that 2x. This is plus 1. When you bring it inside, that will give me minus 1 equals to y. So I can now rearrange by saying this becomes 2x minus 1. We'll call this one equation 3. Reason is because we have equation 1 and equation 2 here. So that is now our equation 3. Now that I have this here, I will now say put equation 3 into this equation. We have not used equation 1 for anything. So we are putting this into equation 1. That's what we are doing here. Mind you, we must look for the value of x and y. So be careful. We are looking for the value of x and y. If I want to look for y, I will just come to equation 3 to make use of y and get y. So please watch that. So I'll copy equation 1. I just want to put this equation 3 into this equation 1. So copy equation 1 out. I have this, and then I have this to give me minus 1. So remember that we say let y be this. That means anywhere I see y in this equation 1 now, I will put this value there. So I'll bring 3x squared minus 4. I will remove this y and put this one there. So 2x minus 1. Then everything will give me minus 1 here. Bring 3x squared down. Open this bracket. I'm having 8x minus affect this minus plus 4 times 1. I have this. That will give me this. From this point, I have that 3x squared minus 8x. Bring this one inside. So this will give us plus 1. Everything here will give us 0 because you cannot leave this equal to like this. If you remove this one here, you cannot leave it like this. So in quadratic equation, we put equals to 0. So this is where we have that. So here, I have this value equals to this. I have this. Here will give us 5. Everything here will give us this. So what do I know to do? Now, because the numbers are not big, I can use factorization method. So using factorization method, so you can decide to use any of the method. You can decide to use for quadratic formula method. You can decide to use completing the square method. You can decide to use factorization method. They are all the same. They will give you the same answer. So they are all the same thing, please. So this is it. Now from here, what do I know to do? First, I will multiply this by the back. That's my product. I already told you how that one works. Go and watch the case 1. You get to understand that. So this will give us plus 15x squared. Next, I'm having the sum. The sum is always the middle value here, minus 8x. So we want to now get the factor. That's what we call factor here. Factor. So how do we get the factors here? So we are saying that you come to the product, what and what do you multiply to give you 15x squared? And I told you that you can take it, you can take your 15 somewhere and divide by the smallest number. You start from the smallest one. 3 can go here. 3 here is 5. What can go in 5 is 5 over 1. So I'll take this one. Now, how do I make sure that 3 and 5 will give me this 15? So what and what do I multiply to give me 15 is 3 and 5. Next, how do I get minus 8? Since here is minus 8, I will change this value to be minus 8 minus 8. So I will say, watch, 3 times 5 will give us 15. How do I get minus 8? How do I get minus 8 here? Remove these times and put minus in both places. So here become minus this, minus this. That will give us minus 8. So this is what I'm using as the factor here. So the factor becomes minus 3x and minus 5x. That's the factor. So let's go. So I will say here, since I know the factor as minus 3x and minus 5x. So I'll copy the first one out. So I'll have that 3x squared. So minus, I will not put this 8 anymore because I want to change this into quadratic. Quadratic means 4. So quad means 4. Quad means 4. From the question, we are having just 3 variables. This trinomial, 3 values. So how do we change it to quad into 4? Is what we want to do now. So don't put this minus 8 anymore. Put these 2 values. So this will give us minus 3x minus 5x, then plus this value here. Everything gives us 0. So if you check now, the value here are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here now, I can now bracket this one, 2, 2. What is common in the first bracket? 3 is here, 3 is here. Bring 3 out. X is here, X is here. Bring the small x. This one, this is bigger than this. Here is 2, here is 1. Bring this one out. So when this cancels this one, please watch this. 3x squared divided by this 3x here. So 3 cancels 3. X here is 2, x is 1. If one of this one cancels 2 of this one, we are left with 1x. So this is it here. From this point, I'll have minus 3x cancels this 3x. Now I'm having 1 here. So minus here. What is common here is 5. 5 is there, 5 is there. Bring out the 5 into bracket. When this 5 cancels this 5 here, we are left with this x. Then look at this bracket. Since here is 1, look at this. This is minus 1. Minus, just take this minus 1 and put it here like this. Or better still, take what is here in this bracket, put it here. It's the same thing. Yes, it's the same thing. Take what is in this bracket and put it here. It's the same thing, better still. So from this point, what do I do now? Pick the outside one or pick the bracket. Any one you like, you are correct. So let me pick the outside one first. And then pick one of the bracket. One of the bracket. Everything here is this. So what do I know now? We equal this one now. We say 3x minus 5. Equal it to be 0. Or equal this bracket to be 0 here. We are looking for x. That's what we want to do. So I will say 3x. Take this one over here. I'm having 5 here. Or take this one over here. X here is 1. I've gotten the first value of x. Here, I will divide here by 3. Divide here by 3. So x now becomes, here, becomes 5 over 3. And x here, or x here becomes 1. So remember, I've just gotten x. I've not gotten y. Don't forget that. I've not gotten y whatsoever. And don't forget that we say our y is 2x minus 1. Don't forget that. Our y is 2x minus 1. Don't forget that here. So here, I will rub this one off. Since I have gotten my value of x, to be that one. So to get y, to find y now, to find y, we'll say recall that y becomes this value. So since the value of x is 2, I will solve each of them 1, 1. For the first value of x is 5 over 3, I will say 2 into bracket. So I have 5 over 3 here minus 1. So here, this will only affect this. This can only affect if they can divide. If 2 can divide this, or this can divide this, but they cannot divide. So it will only affect when you are multiplying. This down only affect when you are dividing. Don't forget, when you are dividing this one, they affect. But if you are multiplying, this only affect this. It will not affect the down one when you are multiplying. So 2 times 5 here, I'm having 10 over 3 minus 1. Find my LCM, because this is a fraction. Make this one a fraction so that you can find LCM. What's my LCM here? Is 3. 3 in 3 is 1, and this one I have 10 minus, here is 3 times this one. I'm having 3 here. So this will give us what? 7 over 3 for my first y. For the second y, I'll start by saying that this becomes 2x minus 1 here. Okay, let me just take it somewhere here. Somewhere here. To get the second value for y now, I will say, so 2x minus 1. I already know that my x here is 1. So I will just say y becomes 2 into bracket 1. Anywhere you see x, you put 1. So y becomes what? 2 minus 1. Y becomes 1. So I have the values of x and the values of y here. So we can now bring them together if you like. So we say x therefore becomes 5 over 3, 1. And y becomes 1, 7 over 3, or 7 over 3, 7 over 3, 7 over 3, 1. So this is the values of x and y. So don't forget, if you get the value of x to be 2, you will get the value of y to be 2. If you get the value of x to be 1, you get the value of y to be 1. So that's how it works. Please share this, like this, comment on this. Tell this to your school, to your friends, to your community. If you are doing POST-UTME, if you are doing JAMB, if you are doing this forthcoming GC, you're also planning to write WAEC and JAMB in the next coming future, please, this is the channel to be. Share this. See you in the next class. So here is the next question, which is number 2 of what we want to do. Now, we know that I told you that if you are solving a linear is when x is power 1 with this one, our concern is first step is to identify the linear question, that is where x is power 1, and make either x or y subject of the formula. Then we now apply substitution method. In this kind of simultaneous equation, we must learn to apply substitution method. You cannot apply elimination method here. You can't. It's only substitution method you apply here. So what do I do now? I'll say solution from equation 1. From equation 1, I have that x plus 2y. This will give me this. So I can make x, because x is without a number, it's easy to make. So x now becomes 1 minus 2y here. So from this case now, here becomes my equation 3. So I will now see, put equation 3 now, this one, into equation 1. Remember, we have not used equation 1 for anything. First step is to identify the linear equation where x is raised to the power of 1. Use that one and form a quadratic and make x or y sum of the formula. Then you now use that, what you have made sum of the formula, you now substitute it into the one with x. This one, x is power 2. So anywhere you see x, you put it here. If it is y, you made sum of the formula here, you put it here. So please don't forget. So I will copy equation 1 out. This is x squared minus 4y squared equals to 1. Please note that this is my equation 1 and this is my equation 2. So here it's supposed to be from equation 2, please. From equation 2. Make x above the formula or make y. It's up to you. So here, anywhere I see x now, because it's x we made. Anywhere I see x now, I'll put this one. So here is x now. I'll put 1 minus 2y all squared. Please, this one is having square. Then minus 4y squared. This will give us this. So what do I know now? Expand this one now. This will give us 2y, first bracket, 2y, next bracket, minus 4y squared. All this gives me this. Expand this bracket, expand the bracket, expand bracket here. expand bracket, please, double R, expand bracket, double R. 1 times 1 here is 1, minus 1 times this one will give me 2y. Come to this one minus, this will give us 2y. Minus times minus is plus, 2y here will give us 4y squared, then minus 4y squared, then equals to 9. This is what I'm having here. So from this point, what do I know to do from this point? Here, I can now check into dealing with this. So I have 1 minus 2y will give us minus 4y, then plus 4y squared, then minus 4y squared. This will give us 9 here. So observe that plus 4y squared can cancel minus 4y squared. That means plus 4 minus 4 is 0. We don't need that. So here now, I have 1 minus 4y. That will give me 9 here. So take this one over here. I'll have 4y here to give me 9 minus 1 here. So minus 4y here will give me 8. So divide here by minus 4. Divide here by minus 4. This can cancel. Here becomes minus 2. So I've gotten this. So remember I told you in the first question that if you have the value of y to be 2, x will be 2. You get value for x to be 2. If you have the value of x to be 2, you must definitely get the value of y to be 2. In this case now, y is 1. So I can get the value of x to be 1. Don't forget that. So since y is 1 here now, we can now say recall to get our x now. Recall that we say let x be this one. So 1 minus 2y. That's what we said. So anyway, you see why now you put that. So x here now becomes 1 minus 2 into bracket minus 2 because y is minus 2 here. So x here will give us 1 minus, this minus affects this one. 2 times 2 is 4. So x here becomes 5. This is how you solve this question. They are very simple. Please share this and tell this to your friends, your sisters, your colleagues, your church, your mocks. Tell it to everybody for JAMB, for POST-UTME students, for this forthcoming GCE and going further. See you in the next class.